Welcome everyone to the Forever Lisa's YouTube channel. You just enter into the Royal Jewels Love Palace love room where you see nothing but God's love, peace, joy, peace, and happiness over here. I'm just so nervous, you guys. I done messed up. I'm like, hi, why did it have to be me to mess up? Again, Vivian, I apologize. I am so sorry. I'm just so excited about this green sector. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's 3:30, but for some reason 3 o'clock is on my mind. So um I remember it was from 2:30 to 3 o'clock. What's that 3 o'clock stayed on my mind the whole time? Oh my God. And I was so nervous. 3 o'clock, I said, oh, it's getting too close. So I am so sorry. That was not, that was a total mistake. I'm just nervous. I'm just nervous because I met a lot of new people. You know what I'm saying? So, and I like being a subscriber more than I like being a content creator. So this is kind of, I'm kind of shaking a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm overly excited. So please forgive me. Please forgive me. I'm so sorry. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to on my channel up over here. I am so excited. This has been going so great all day today. And it started off with the visionary of the green sector, which is the one and only S. Hutchinson, which she is in my live chat right now. You guys, please go ahead and share the new link out because uh, I did start the old one up. So I did private that one. So hopefully nobody will not see the old one. So this one right here is definitely out there. I had to change it inside of my description box. Okay. So and again, so we started off with Shelly at 1 o'clock, 1 and 2. She did an amazing job. I enjoyed Shelly. She talked about her hair, the skincare, and a lot of pain that goes on in your body. If you miss Shelly, excuse me, if you missed Shelly's presentation, what she did on today, please go back and check her out. Okay, and plus you will hear more about the green sector. What the green sector is about, women coming together. The men is not allowed to be part of the green sector. Only women only. They're coming together, want to do something positive. Okay, and we all like minded. Okay, we get tired of the riff raff and the drama. And like Shelly said, in her life that she might have to, put somebody, check somebody, for a minute. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. You got the right to, protect yourself. But our green sector is trying to stay more positive up over here. And then Vivian came on after that and she did resolution versus goals. I enjoyed that. I got some information with that as well. Because a goal is always mine, because I'm always making goals and try to reach my goals. So thank you, Vivian, for that. And I just left dear Yvette says, honey, y'all thought y'all liked it. Dear Abby back in our younger days. Dear Abby can't touch dear Yvette says, okay? So a lot of people give her questions, and she will answer them. You can find um you, if somebody that if one of my mods, if you got dear Yvette IG, please drop it down. So if anybody want to ask her any type of questions, you know what I'm saying, she will answer you. Okay, she will let you know when she's gonna go live, and you're gonna be right there. But anyway, my channel is about, you guys, it's about, I talk about real life issues, what's going on in this world. Okay, because there's so much going on here, you know what I'm saying. But I do have special topics that I do talk on, like on the second and on the fourth Friday of every month at 7:30 p.m. I do real table talk, and that real table talk is about relationships, any type of relationships. Okay, only ones I do not kind of talk about is the same sex, because I don't know too much about the same sex relationship, and nothing against the same sex. You know what I'm saying? It's just that my belief that I just believe in a man and a woman. Okay, I love all people. It's just my belief. Okay, um, and on the third Saturday of every month, I talks about this is called a Saturday special edition. What I do, I reach out to people and bring them back over here to my channel, and we discuss on a certain topic without whatever is on my mind to discuss on that particular time. Like I got one coming up on January the 15th. I'm still, I think it's gonna go forth. You know what I'm saying? That topic is gonna be about love the skin that you in. You know what I'm saying? That you are in. So I will discuss that, later on down the road. Okay. So thank you guys for coming in here and again, Brooke Valentine, dear Yvette. I want to give a couple shout outs real quick. Shelly, hey, that's Sassy Francis, hello. Rise Fly Apparel, thank you. Yolanda, it's Yolanda. Brooke Valentine, D Cop, Mo's Kitchen, Laura Blackwell, thank you guys all. Vivian, Lucinda, thank you guys all. Coach White, everyone for coming up in here, showing me so much love. You guys just don't know. I'm just about ready to cry because it just be so hard to get people to support me. And I know I'm not no bad person. You know what I'm saying? I know, and I know I don't do drama at all. I don't like to go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. God got me constantly, turning my cheek. Not that I'm afraid of anybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't like beef. You know what I'm saying? And with me, don't like beef, and I just try to stay in my own lane. You know what I'm saying? I try to move how God want me to move. You know what I'm saying? So and it's just and I said thank you, Shelly. I really you just don't know how much I thank you so much for letting God use you, to let God let you, see me, that I am somebody, you know what I'm saying? And I do give, good content, you know what I'm saying? I know I do, but I used to have people think that, well, don't nobody support you, you got nobody in your chat, you know what I'm saying? Even the own sector that I came from, don't be over here supporting me a whole lot. So that's why I reached out and started back networking again. So I think this is my year. I think this is the year that God is gonna blossom my channel finally. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been praying about my channel, like Lord, what is I'm doing wrong? You know what I'm saying? And He said, daughter, you're not doing nothing wrong. Keep doing you. Keep doing you. Focus on your channel. So that's what I've been doing for these last 4 years. Because I've been out here for a long time. And my subscribers count that I have should be much more than what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I thank all you guys for subscribing to me and get to know me for yourself and give me a chance. Okay. I promise you, you will not regret for being a part of Forever Lisa's channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, anyway, we're going to talk about wolves and sheep clothing. I am using somebody else's content, lady, but it's all for educational purpose only. I've been doing this live. This is the third episode that I'm doing because her video is about 2 hours long, but we're not gonna play the whole 2 hours here. Okay, I'm just doing so many minutes each live, and to me, this is a must discussion, especially if you got a young daughter, young nieces, young close friends that is in church. You know what I'm saying, and they are being groomed for pastors. Okay, and this particular lady, my heart goes out to Lady Renee because she's a strong woman to have to come out to speak against her husband, which her ex-husband now. He molested young boys um, before she married him. Okay, that's why they was grooming her to be his wife. So when things start coming out, he preferred for them to talk about he messing with a young girl than messing with young boys. Okay, and and he's a home he go both ways. So he was a pastor, okay, as well. So we're gonna listen to this right here. I'm gonna put up my disclaimer because I always forget to put up my disclaimer all the time. Okay, so I'm gonna put my disclaimer up real quick. Um, I'm so sorry. I just feel so bad. I'm just overly anxious because I'm just overly excited. This is my disclaimer. Okay, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for a purpose such as criticism, comments, news reporting, scholarship, research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Okay, so this is the education purpose only. So you guys could ask your nieces, ask them questions, ask your nephew, not just the girls, ask the guys questions as well. You know what I'm saying? Is anybody in the church messing with you? You know what I'm saying? Which church doors are closed now? You know what I'm saying? But you never know when they're gonna open back up again. Okay, so I'm definitely finna go and play. I'm gonna play a video, and when I play the video is only gonna I'm gonna play it for like a few minutes, and I might pause it. And I might say something. Okay, I'll go back and look in the chat as well while the audio is playing. This is definitely for education purpose only, and share it out, you guys, because this stuff is real. Because she has spoke so much about this herself. Now other first ladies are coming out that been through similar things what she had been through. Okay, and she been through a whole lot. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this started. And again, thank you guys so much, for your love and for your support. Okay, and moderators, please just welcome everyone in the chat for me because I'm gonna be like, all over. So I don't want to focus on the chat because I don't want to lose my train of thought. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so here we go with the audio. Okay. Oh, no, 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 not that one. Not that one. Here it go. Here it go. Okay, we stopped at 11304 on a few days ago. So here we go. Her name is Lady Renee.
In this time. We went to Fort Lauderdale to preach a revival, and he had allowed right hand man to use our vehicle at that time. Well, it was technically my vehicle, registered, insured, everything in my name. And so somehow the car broke down. I ended up driving it while pregnant, and it broke down on me 3 times. One time, I drove myself to the hospital around 4 a.m. because I was having contractions. It was around July of 2017. I believe it was 2 weeks prior to actually having my son. And so I woke him up and I said, "Listen, I'm having contractions. Can we please go to the hospital?" And I remember him saying, "No, it's probably just breast next or something. Just stay." And I'm like, "No, I really feel like this may be it. Please take me to the hospital." He refused. He said, "Well, I'm tired and they're just gonna have us there all night, and you know that be making me not feel good, and I got a lot to do in the morning. Like, just lay down." I said, "I really need to go." And so I did go. There was something of concern, a reason why I needed to be there. I'm glad I went. And when I was released the next morning, the car broke down on the way home. I was also in danger, not just because the car kept breaking down. Also, he had discovered from what he told me that right hand man had an affair with a woman who was married where we were living in Jonesboro, Georgia. And in that time when we were in the revival and he was using our car, he was taking our car to her house. And so he expressed to me that right hand man had put our lives in danger because this husband, who was now upset with him, knew our vehicle. And so now I'm driving this vehicle that's breaking down in the same city or area where this husband is. Like, God only knows what could have happened. And so there was just no, this is just another example of how there was absolutely no regard. Also mentioning while I'm on this same individual, this same husband came to the church that we were at on Covington Highway with a gun while we were all in service, and he was looking for right hand man. And so, just so many times, our lives were put in danger because of the person I was married to, who was a pastor, and the people he had in leadership, or the people who were his friends. So, I have my son, and the day I went into the hospital, actually, I had him on July 21st. On July 20th, I went to the hospital because I was having contractions, and he was there along with my daughter. And I remember him saying, like, "Oh, are you sure? Because I have a meeting at 1 o'clock. Like, are you sure? Are you sure I have a meeting with one of the sons at 1 o'clock?" And I'm like, "Yeah, actually, the meeting was at 11." And he was upset because he's like, "I got this meeting, and I don't want to lose the momentum. And you about to have a baby, and we're gonna have to slow down again. And I don't want to have to slow down and lose momentum. Like, I need to go to this meeting. Like, are you sure?" And so they ended up telling me that I was like a centimeter dilated or something. And, I could take time to go home and walk around and all of that. And so I went home. He had this son of his meet him at our home at 1 o'clock so he could meet. They were downstairs. And
Now that's why I didn't understand. Now she in labor, but he's so focused on the right hand man, and this meeting at 1 o'clock, and then his child to be born. Who does that? What husband does that? Put friends before your pregnant wife who is in labor. Continue.
I remember it being 8 p.m. and I'm listening to them downstairs watching Hell's Kitchen while eating, and I'm upstairs contracting. And I just remember being like, wait, here am I uncomfortable. And if you ever have kids, it's very uncomfortable. And I remember texting him like, hey, can you like come upstairs? Like, what's going on? And so he ended up telling me like, well, this is the way that this is how I build ministry. I have relationships with people. You do things very different. I have to have relationship. And so I had my son the very next day. When I have my son, he leaves the hospital that night because he said he needed to have a good rest. He needed to sleep well, and he had to preach the next morning. And it bothered me on so many different levels, one of which I will express. On October 15, 2010, I had my last miscarriage. He was actually in the hospital at this time for diabetes. And I stayed with him that entire week from the 10th until when he was released. So I knew that I was having a miscarriage. I was sitting in a chair. And when I say I stayed at the hospital, I mean like literally clothes were brought to me at the hospital. I got in the shower at the hospital. That's how much I stayed because he said he was afraid. He didn't want me to leave. He didn't know how to talk to the doctors. He didn't want to talk to them alone. And so I stayed while miscarrying our child, sitting in a recliner. I didn't have the ability to even lay it back to sleep. And so I just couldn't believe that the man that I did that with and for, I'm having his baby, and now he could really look me in the face and say, I need to go home to sleep because I have to preach in the morning. I thought it was just and I was ready to leave then. And I believe then, honestly, I had decided, like, no matter what happens, I'm leaving. So we go home once he picks me up from the hospital. We go home, and he says, right hand man would like to come see the baby. And he comes at 8 p.m. I end up, he sees the baby. I end up going upstairs. And I remember it's around midnight. And so now I'm like, okay, is he going to come upstairs? Like, this is our first night home, me and your new baby, our first night home. And so he didn't come upstairs. And so at around 1 a.m., I text him like, hey, can you bring me some watermelon? And so he brought me the watermelon. And then he went back downstairs. And so it was finally around 3:45 a.m., literally 3:45 a.m., that I finally said, hey, can you please ask him to leave because this is our first night home and I would like to be with you. And so he left, and he began telling me like, oh, well, he was just talking about different things in ministry and different things on his heart and different changes he's making, and I'm excited for him. And I just remember in that moment telling him like, but this is not the time. This is inappropriate. This can't be life. Like, I'm off of.
And she right. You know what I'm saying? She just got home. She just got home delivering a baby. You know, when you deliver a baby, that's a lot coming off of you, okay? Now, ain't none of her friends there. No women friends there wanted to go see the baby. But this right-hand man wants to be there.
Ministry, I'm all for loving people, but this cannot be it. Like, I just had your child, your 8-pound, 10-ounce child. This can't be life. And so my son then began to grow. And unfortunately, it wasn't long before I was told that my son could no longer be at the dinner table with us after church because he was making too much noise. I mean, literally, he was like maybe 4 months old. And my husband arranged for him to go with another member after church until that following Monday. And I remember telling him, like, absolutely not. And he's like, well, you're complaining about me not helping, and this is my way to help. And, me saying, can you help, was more like, can you please change a diaper because you haven't changed any? Can you please hold him sometimes in the middle of the night when he's crying? Like, I didn't mean, can he go to somebody else's house overnight? And so he basically explained to me that when he eats with his sons, he wants to be able to enjoy himself. That's his time right after church to decompress. And he felt like I was being an awful wife by saying, like, no, my son needs to be at the table with us. And so we argued about it. And then he's just like, well, I need him to go. Like, I need him to go. So my son, for several months, went with them after church and would not come home until the following day when he would pick him up when he was doing a radio show. And sometimes that would be maybe 7 p.m. if he would go before, if not even later. I noticed that he also started telling me that my son was too light. And that was perplexing because previously he had told me that my daughter was too dark. I remember him saying one day, like, oh my God, I don't want her to get picked on. She is so dark. She's a lot darker than I am. I never imagined she would be this dark. I thought she would be, near your complexion. And so my son is like the color of my mother. And that was a problem for him as well. He's like, why he's so light? And people think he don't look like me, but it's only because he's so light. He then started saying the little NIGGA doesn't like him. And so I'm like, at this time, he might have been 8 months. And he's like, yeah, he don't like me, but that's okay because I don't like him. But at the end of the day, this baby think he your man. And I'm like, huh? So he would make this joke when I was feeding him. He was a breastfed child. Like, oh, yeah, nigga, like, that's fine. Those are mine. You on. Those are mine. You're on. And I would just tell him, like, hey, stop. Like, babies pick up stuff like this. It didn't feel right. And so one time he took him, he said, you know what? I'm going to try. I'm going to do better. So it was March of 2019. My son had not turned 2 yet. And he took him out to lunch with a friend who was visiting. And I remember he brought him home and he said, oh, it was fine. Your son was kind of looking at the man strange for a little while, but then he started, playing with him. He then began to tell me that his friend made the comment and said, hey, how do you feel that your son is the way you are and you're how you are? And I said, what does that mean? And he said, well, he wanted to know, how did I feel that my son is so masculine and I'm how I am? And so again, I'm like, what is that? Like, my son is one. So a lot of even his humor around children, and in particular, even our children, was just extremely inappropriate. And I would become very uncomfortable. There was this time that I actually caught on camera where my son and I are playing, and I'm watching him learn his tongue because he's about 8 months. And you can actually hear in the background his father saying, I eat pussy, mommy.
Now that right there got me. This baby's only a year old, and he is a pastor, and he's saying this to this baby. I eat mommy. What pastor would say that? Oh my God, you guys haven't heard nothing yet. Let's continue on and make sure you guys hit the link on Lady Renee. I go watch the full video because she got all kind of pictures and stuff as well. Okay, I just want to share the pictures on my live stream. So go back to her channel and watch it. I'm telling you guys.
Hi. Hi. What's up? What are you doing? Learning a new trick with your tongue? Also, there was this time where my son and I.
She just showed a clip of what each person was saying right there. So once you go watch her video, you will definitely hear him say that.
We walked into his office, and his office was a place where all of the men pretty much would gather and they would congregate right after service. And so they were all in there, and I remember I had a door fob for a Hyundai Genesis. And so it was like this. And my son put it in his mouth. Again, he was
Right.
not one yet. And a few of the gentlemen said, "Whoa, whoa." And I looked like, what does that mean? And they were trying to insinuate, like it looked as though he was performing oral sex. And so I immediately asked my husband to come here because I thought at that point I was going to explode. Like I thought I was going to be on the news for real because I don't think that's funny. And so I remember asking my husband, like, I need you to come here right now. And I said, did you hear what they just said? He's like, they didn't mean it like that. They're just playing. Like, come on, take a joke. There's nothing funny to me about children being looked at as anything sexual. And so I remember just telling him, like, they're perverted and they need, like, this is disgusting. And, you know, what you got going on, it's nasty. This is not okay. There was another time, it was August, forwarding to August of 2019, after I had initially left, where he literally, my son had a popsicle. So he had just turned 2. He had a popsicle because he was recovering from head, nose, foot. And he had the popsicle in his mouth. And I remember him saying, son, why are you holding that popsicle like that? Stop sucking that popsicle like that, son. I wasn't facing him, so I'm like, okay, maybe I didn't hear that. I remember telling the counselor, and so she said, you know what? Give him a popsicle again when he's around and see what happens. And I did the following day. And he said, oh my God, son, you're going to have to stop sucking that popsicle like that.
You guys got to see her expressions on her face. Continue on.
And I just remember being like, oh, he'll never be alone with my son. Like, something is wrong. There was also a time prior to that where my son was not yet walking, and his father was standing naked in the bathroom. I had walked in the bathroom to him standing there naked, and my son was just tall enough to be right where his penis was, where like his head was right where his penis was. And I remember saying, what is happening? Like, my son was kind of like looking up at him, and he said, oh no, he's just seeing what things are. I'm just showing him what things are.
And you know what? And if she was not there at home at that particular time when when their son was facing his penis, he would have did something. He probably would have put that in that baby's mouth. I hate to say it. I'm just saying, just by his mind of thinking, telling the baby to stop sucking that popsicle like that. How are you gonna tell a 1-year-old child to stop sucking a popsicle? Where was his mind? His mind is terrible. Let's continue on. Mm, mm, mm.
Again, and that was really like the biggest straw for me leaving, because I really realized that this was the beginning of me really realizing that he was sick beyond what I could imagine. I also think that it is not funny. Molestation is not funny, whether it's my child or anyone else's child. And unfortunately, fathers molest children. There are mothers that molest children. And I had just decided that there was no way in the world that would happen on my watch. There was no way in the world that would happen while I turn a blind eye and say, oh, well, my husband is a man of God, so I know he won't molest my child. There were a lot of things that happened prior to me leaving in 2019. There were a lot of things that happened after I left in May of 2019. One thing that I can say concerning my children is that I had offered supervised visitations because of things that I saw with my own eyes that, frankly, I felt he needed supervision. And then I received a death threat from him when things started to come out concerning his sexuality. And so, for my safety and for the safety of my children, I ask that every visitation be at a supervised facility. Instead of that ever happening, he went to Facebook and, put up a video saying how much he loved me and just wished things were good, and crying and saying he was suicidal, and people are spreading rumors about him. He then also began to express how much he loved his children and how he just couldn't imagine being separated from them. And I in reality cannot imagine being separated from my children. They have not seen him in 2 years. They have not heard his voice in 2 years. My son is now 4. My daughter.
See, he wanted those kids around him because of the rumors was starting to come out about him molesting other kids. You know what I'm saying? So long as he got his kids around here and to show and they wanted to keep her around just for a face. Didn't love her, nor he was a homosexual. You know what I'm saying? He didn't love her at all, or didn't even love the baby. They were just for face. That's it. Face value. That's it. That's all he wanted them for.
Is now 10. And so my son doesn't even really remember who he is. And my daughter, honestly, she doesn't mention him. She did ask when the pandemic happened if he had reached out, and at that time he had not. And so I'm saying that to say I could not imagine not knowing the sound of my children's voices at this age. I could not imagine not knowing. Before I left in 2019, he told me that my son wasn't speaking as well. And he said, I think he's a little slow. You need to get him some help. And so immediately I'm like, I'm calling and trying to get him appointments and stuff. But he hasn't even checked in to see, like, did he go to speech therapy? Can he talk now? Are things well? And really, come to find out, my son did not have a speech problem. It was just, for some reason, he was just very disgusted and annoyed with him. And I guess because he told me that he felt as though our children stopped us from being like rock stars, and he lived like a rock star. And so he wanted to just do what he wanted to do, and he felt like children got in the way of that. So I couldn't imagine not knowing my children right now, just to keep face on social media, just to keep with a narrative that is so far from the truth on social media. And so I will say that if I never learned that he is not well, this showed me that he's really not well.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know if they've eaten. He doesn't know. The last thing he told me about my children was that me and my children would suffer because I told the bishop about the different things that were happening behind closed doors. So he said, because you opened your big mouth and tried to check me, you and your children will suffer like the rest of your family. That is the last thing he said to me concerning my children. He started.
And again, he only cared about himself. He did not want nothing to leak out what he was doing behind closed doors. Shout out to this lady Renee for standing up for what is right.
Going to the hotel a lot when my son was born because he said that he needed a space to hear the voice of God. He said he was going through another season of depression, and he was just feeling like things weren't going as good for him as he thought they would be going. And so he needed to go away to the hotel to seek the face of God. At this time, we were in a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom home with the full basement with just 2 very small children. So although I didn't understand it, I didn't really have the energy anymore to fight. One time, I remember coming home. It was a Sunday. I had taken the kids out to eat, and I came home, and he was laying in the bed. And so he said he was sick. And so I'm like, okay, well, are you okay? And so he said, oh, I didn't want to tell you, but I was so depressed, and I went down to the bar at the hotel. I told a stranger what was going on, and that stranger slipped me marijuana, a gummy. And so he began to say how he ate it, and he then got really, really sick, and right hand man had to come help clean him up, and he had to get a whole different room, and like he went through this whole story, and he said right-hand man helped clean him up. And he then went to preach the following morning at church, and he was still sick. And so now that's why he came home early. And so he then told me, like, he was crying. I have this actually recorded. And I will say that I have like the last 4 years of our interactions and different interactions and leadership meetings and different things he said in church over the pulpit. I have many of those things recorded because he started telling me that I was just hearing things. And so I started recording so that I would know that I wasn't just hearing things and that my memory was serving me correctly. So it got to a point where different things would be said over the pulpit that were very conflicting. One of which he was actually describing a violent situation that happened with his mom. At this time, the media ministry was not recording, but I did have permission from him to record so that he would be able to play back his messages. She got her person. And we got her truck. For a minute, I thought she was my mom, but she didn't like this. You want somebody to forget? Anger make you forget. That's why you should make folks angry, because they might forget. See, all right. You think you get angry? I'm going to get angry too. You think you're a big bad wolf? Let me tell you something. I'm a wolf. I'm a wolf. So she goes and walks out the door and gets in her house. Something took over me, but I don't know what it was. The enemy took over anger. What do you mean? It was anger. I came out. When she started her truck up, my head up on the back of that truck and lifted it up. I lost my mind. Told my friends there. They said, "Oh, look down! Oh, look down!" Because when you get angry, another spirit takes over. That's why I tell my students, all my sons say, everyone that got their home when they try to, you don't want to do that. Because this will keep preaching at you down here. That's a learned behavior. I'm a nigga all day. Amen. All day, don't you let these castles fool you. You get me angry. I'm going to show out. And I'm going to show out what you do the way you show it out on me.
Just him preaching to his congregation.
Yes! I think all the niggas is on the corner. No, a lot of them in the pulpit. I don't know. Yes, sir. And some people in church need that. They take advantage of people. They think everybody is a punk. Everybody needs a punk, and they will get you right where you stand.
And they said, "Amen."
Did you? I'm just saying, no, you ain't just saying nothing to me. Think about what you say. Also,
okay, I'm gonna go back to because you guys probably didn't understand exactly what he was saying. So I'm gonna go back and read what he was saying. Okay. How could she say that to me? She grabbed her purse and said, he's demonstrating how she walked out the door. Okay. I'm just going to take a little bit. And then he was saying, "See, all right, you think you get angry, other people get angry too. You think you're the big bad wolf, but let me tell you something. I'm not a wolf, I'm a hawk." She goes out and walk out the door and get into the car. And something took me over. Well, I know that it was the enemy took over me. Anger. It wasn't even the enemy, it was anger. And then he said, I'm just trying to. Y'all think all the niggas on the corner? No, a lot of them are on the pulpit, and I'm one of them. Sorry for saying that word, but that's what it say. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, let her continue on talking.
I would hear how people in Rochester, New York, just used him for his platform. He would often tell even the people in Georgia how he was so popular in Rochester that he could literally have pick your nose service and people would come from everywhere. And so he used things like even Facebook to receive a certain amount of validation. Uh, Honestly, he used this website called Engineer Facebook likes or something like that, and he would purchase Facebook likes. He would purchase Facebook views, and this is not something that I'm saying that I don't have record of. He was using the church's PayPal, which I'm the one who still has the login information for that account. And so you can see where he was purchasing these views, he was purchasing these likes. And that wouldn't matter necessarily if he wasn't then at church saying, see, people know that your man of God is something. Look at my Facebook. You can see, you can see. And image just became something that he was so very serious about. He started changing our faces literally with this app called Perfect 365. He would tell me all the time if I took a picture of us, send it to me first so I could put some love on it. And I'm like, what does that mean? And so one time I remember sitting next to him, like, what are you doing in our picture? He would literally airbrush our faces. He would take away our bags. He would add white to us. And it wasn't just me. It wasn't just him. He would do it for our daughter as well. And things just started to get, there were just times where things started to get weird. He started talking about how he thought different men in the church kind of was starting to like him. And then he was wearing makeup. And so at first he told me, well, he's wearing it for skin complexion. And so, I mean, that's your face. I'm not, like, who am I to say you can't wear it? And so then he started purchasing different things, such as, honestly, he purchased a fake behind.
Listen to that.
And so I'm like, wait, why?
Now, what man, what pastor want a fake behind? Listen to this, and we're gonna listen to this part right here, y'all. We're gonna end it.
You need this. And he was putting it on for church. And I remember saying, like, wait, why are you doing this? And he said, well, I need my behind to look a certain way in my pants. And like, I don't want to be getting up there looking all saggy in my pants. But then at the dinner table with the men, I would hear him talking about how different men were showing their prints and different things like that. So I started to notice, like, oh, I think he's kind of trying to purposely entice people. And again, I have the receipt for that purchase as well. So like, this is not, these are things, everything that I'm saying I can testify in the court of law. Like, this isn't me being facetious. This is just me showing how things just started to kind of unravel and I started to see more. May 11th, 2017, he ran in the room saying I needed to pray. And so I'm like, what's wrong? He then began to tell me that he felt like he was having a heart attack. The paramedics came, they discovered that everything, all his vitals, everything looked great. And they told him, like, all is well, they were leaving. He began to cry and he said to me, Renee, but I really feel like something is wrong and I don't want anything to happen to me. And so, me being his wife, I told the paramedics, like, no, please take him now. Please take him now. So, very long story short, we get to the hospital. They sat him in just the regular waiting room with everyone else. I left for less than 30 minutes to drop my infant son off with the person who was watching him. I came back and he had told me at that time that one of the assistants, one of the nurses told him that it looked as though there were enzymes around his heart that could indicate a heart attack. Not that he had a heart attack, but that the enzymes around his heart looked like he may have. And so they were going to do more testing to see if they could determine that he had a heart attack or not. He called everybody. He called everybody, telling them, oh my God, I just had a heart attack. I just had a heart attack. And I'm sitting there watching him like, no, like, let's wait until we get confirmation. They ended up keeping him that night. It was not for a heart attack. They determined he did not have a heart attack. Legally, I can't say why they kept him that night, but I can say that he did not have a heart attack. And so he then told the church, he kept with the story of a heart attack. He had our bishop come in town and everything. And that was the first time I actually left with my children, because I just couldn't keep up with the lies. And I remember him actually admitting to me, he said to me, he said, well, you know, you're mad about me saying I had a heart attack, but I just need time to rest. He said, and furthermore, like, and he began to cry and he said, how do you think I feel that my family thinks I really had a heart attack and none of them have come to see me? None of them have called me, or they don't care. Like, how do you think I feel? You know? And so I remember then feeling bad, like, wow, they thought he had a heart attack and nobody really came. Then there was November of 2018. We had decided to host Thanksgiving that November. And
So I'm gonna hold that right here, you guys. So we're gonna he stopped at 1:43, and we're gonna continue this on tomorrow. I will be going live again tomorrow and probably finish this off. If anybody wanna tune in, it's gonna be tomorrow evening at 7:30 though. Um, yeah, so it's very sad, you guys. We got to watch. We just got to watch everybody. Let me take this down real quick to my brain. Hold on, you guys. Let me remove this. Okay. Yes, we just got to watch everybody, you guys, and what's going on around our loved ones. You know what I'm saying? Because um, women and guys, it's getting groomed. This story get deeper and worse than this. What you guys heard. So you guys, if you have not heard this story, go back and watch it from the beginning. I know I did two lives on it so far, but I definitely got Lady Renee link with the whole video. You know what I'm saying? Just go back and watch her video, and she got a lot of pictures in there that she's showing. That way you can see what the husband looked like. Well, she got some beautiful children. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that she did get out that marriage. You know what I'm saying? Because it was not right, especially when you molesting children. You know what I'm saying? And you looking at your own son that type of way. You know what I'm saying? So I thank God that she was bold enough to speak about it. You know what I'm saying? Because she couldn't hold that in. She couldn't hold that in. You know what I'm saying? Especially with him going to be a pastor in different churches. You know what I'm saying? So they had to sit him down. They had to. So it's just so sad. But I know it got like about 10 minutes. Is Sheila the Quiet Storm. She is next, you guys. So you guys want to start dropping her link down so that when 4:30 come, you guys can make sure that you guys go up over there. We gonna go up over there and show her love, okay? This been going on all day today. So I'm excited about this. What's going on, and so she gonna be from, I think she's an hour as well. Let me go back and look at my description box real quick. Um Yeah, she's from 4:30 to 5:30. So the next couple content creators gonna be an hour, you guys. I'm the only one that messed up, okay? I'm the only one that messed up. But I still started on time, okay? But well yeah, I had to hurry up and, fix some things up real quick. So again, like I apologize. Hey Queen Faith, good to see you. God bless you. Thank you for coming through. Well yes, but thank all you guys for coming over here showing me some love. I really appreciate it. Since I hope we continue on, and don't let it stop here after today. Continue on when content creators that's in the green sector, when they go live, go show them some love, okay? Share them out. You know what I'm saying? If you can't, sometimes we can't be in everybody live. You know what I'm saying? I do know that, but we can hit some. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to support each other, show love to each other, and just share each other out. Okay. Again, if you want to be part of the green sector, be doing this a 30-day trial. And if it go well, we're gonna continue on. Please contact the one and only S Hutchinson. Now, if you cannot contact her, but you anybody that's in for Lisa's channel all the time, just let me know that you want to be part of the green sector, and I make sure I will let Shelly know, and she will get a hold of you. Okay, so this is a good thing. I'm glad God is doing something wonderful over here. I'm saying this is something that YouTube need this. Okay, it's different sectors coming together as one. same mind, peace, doing peace up over here. So I thank everyone for coming over here, showing me so much love. This means so much to me, you guys. I've been just praying about this, and it's about, it's a new beginning for me, a new beginning for me with some new changes that's going to be surrounding me. Okay, I've been through a lot. I'm a just got divorced, you know what I'm saying, out of a almost a 40-year, marriage, you know what I'm saying. Well, I ain't gonna say marriage, so we was together 40 years. We was married for 26 years, and we got our divorce. It was last May, so it's kind of hard, you know what I'm saying. So, but I'm moving on. I'm moving on. God is good. So, there's a lot of changes that's going on in my life. So I know a lot of changes that God um got me going. It's gonna be good, okay? Because what the enemy has stole, I know God's gonna bless me triple times better. So I am gonna get married again one day. I don't know when, but when God sent that husband to me, so I'm excited about that. Yes. So God is good. So that's why I be teaching on relationships a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe that marriages should stick together. You know what I'm saying? Should fight it out if it's not toxic. You know what I'm saying? And because God love family. The enemy the one love like love hate what God loves. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? So that's okay, Shadow. I'm good. I'm good. God is good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still focusing on God, and I'm living my life. I'm living my best life. You know what I'm saying? So right now, I got a goal. You know what I'm saying? What people are talking about goal, and my goal is to buy my own home. So that's what I'm working on right now. I've been paying on this big bill that I have, since my divorce. So I've been paying on that for over a year now. So that's almost be paid. That should be paid off between February and March. That big bill should be paid off. My car note will be paid off in October. And my goal is set to have my own home by my birthday of 2023. Okay, so that's what I'm excited about. My oldest son is in prison, and he'll be home in February of 2024. So I want my own home before he come home. So that's what I'm working towards, and I believe God's gonna have got a home waiting for me for my birthday. It's gonna be my birthday gift for me that I did on my own without no help. Okay, so I'm excited about that. So that's why I say this goal that I'm working towards is special to me. You know what I'm saying? Because something that I accomplished without no help. Okay, so it is. What time is it? I don't want to miss the time. Okay, it's 4:25. Did you guys drop um um Sheila E? Sheila E is her name. The Quiet Storm. Can you guys drop her link in the chat so that we'll be ready to go up over there? Okay. And go show her some love and continue on. And after Sheila E, you're gonna have 5'9" plus size. I think her name is Joyce. People's calling her Joyce. Okay, she gonna be 5:30 to 6:30, and at 6:30 it's gonna be Nicole Reloaded, and I believe after Nicole Reloaded it's gonna be either, I'm not for sure who's after her. It's either gonna be Decop or either Brooke Valentine. I don't know who's gonna go first after Nicole. Okay, but I know Shelly does have it on her community wall, you guys. Okay, so we're gonna go in that order right there. I got to add Brooke and Decop to mine as well. Okay, so make sure you guys definitely drop her down. So I'm finna go ahead and thank you guys for coming through. We're gonna show Sheila E some love. Hey Cynthia. Okay, look, it's at 6:30.